that one is a different world. That one is a different world.
I don't news at one.
Chaleba, you're a wicked man. No, seriously.
Yeah, thank you.
How do you switch moods like that?
I'm an actor.
Like a buffoobi somehow.
So they attack me some way.
Be serious.
I'm an actor, so just as you can play from one role to the other.
He starts gently, then he gets crazy.
Then he just go up.
I said,
do you know that when I'm on air, that is the only moment that I feel so happy?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Then the passion
me, I have mood problems. I hardly get happy. I hardly get sad. I'm always straight. So the moment that I'm on air, that is the moment that I enjoy life. So I enjoy what I do.
But do you
I need to get a one-on-one interview with you.
I want to know if he translates the
we need
English
one. We need
or just read it as script.
We need 1 week to do that.
How do you translate?
It is written in English. So
he translates it directly.
So you go through the script. It's like narrating a story.
And you find a keyword.
Then you form the story in your mind.
Wow.
Yeah. Then you
Let's get to our next story. You remember the Chris Waddle story, the interview I did with Chris Waddle about someone using him, there was an imposter on social media, and Chris Waddle reported the case in fact, he didn't report. Someone reported the case to the police that Chris Waddle has swindled him of some cash or something like that. Yes. So the filler I got earlier this morning was that Chris Waddle has won the fraudulent case. Let's speak with Chris Waddle and find out. Hey, Waddle, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
How be?
Good
to have you, Charlie. My birthday, I didn't hear of you. I thought you come and park some Mercedes right in front of Hitz. Come to me with the key.
Andy. Forgive me.
Shame on you. Shame. Charlie, okay, then make a drive the G-Wagon for 1 month.
You don't get problem. If only you go free buy food, you don't get problem. Because I don't know if you give you card and give you food.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us. So, we hear you've won the case, finally.
Yeah.
Where, at the court?
Yeah, I went to court. I went to court twice. I told you. The first time I went, the prosecutor didn't come, and so, they had to give me a different day. And then I went on the 18th, and it was easy, Andy.
How easy was it?
I think from the beginning, the judge already knew that it wasn't me. But I think that the accused person actually believed that he was talking to me. Whoever he was talking to was me. And so from what I think, the judge just wanted me to be there to convince, the accused or to prove that, yes, this and that is why we believe it is not Chris Waddle. Because he assumed that it was me and maybe I'd paid money, somewhere around the case so that the case will be thrown on him or something like that. So I had to come and then educate them about the verified pages and what it means if you're talking to somebody that doesn't have a verified Chris Waddle page and all that. It was that simple.
So did the guy come on, or was he at the court?
Yeah, he was there.
And what was his reaction?
He was calm. The only thing he said was the first time that I came to the police station, when they found out that it wasn't my page, I did mention that I think that I've heard about the people using the fake page. Like he said that I made mention of the fact that the people that uses the fake Chris Waddle page live somewhere in Kaswa. So I should help. The judge should tell me to help the police people.
How do you do? Anyway.
Can you imagine? So basically, that's why he wanted me to be there, because he's the one that made mention of me, and then I ended up getting subpoena to come to court.
I see.
So he was saying that his purpose of telling the judge to subpoena me was because I had made mention of the fact that I think that the people that have been running the fake page live in Kaswa. It's me more basically.
And what have you done about it?
Well, from this point, it's entirely up to him.
Well, so it's been thrown out of court.
Yeah, it was easy. The judge just said he's been discharged, blah, blah, blah.
But did the guy say you took monies from him
no,
or you tried?
Yeah, we're talking about 700 Ghana cedis something. I don't know what it was, but I think they tried to do something. They tried to. He drives a friend. He drives somebody that works with the Speaker of Parliament, basically.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I think the fake Chris Waddle page keeps posting. I mean, to date, it does that. That if you have credit card, if you have da-da-da, if you have this and that, bring it and I'll make you rich. And you know how the youth are so desperate and they also want to be, So then quickly people would message him thinking that they're talking to me. And then he gives a number and say, this is my number. You can reach me out, blah, blah, blah. And then they take it from there. So he actually sent the person's Visa card, because I think the person left it in the car to go and buy something. Then he just said he sent it to this page that he thought it was Chris Waddle's page. And then whatever happened from there happened from there. But then,
but that's criminal. So what have they done to him then?
No, he's going to jail basically.
So after report,
no, he had already been arrested and he was in remand though. So he was coming to court from Insamoim basically.
Ah,
yeah, that's how it was.
I see. Now, this page asking people to provide Visa cards and MasterCards and all. Why are they doing that? Well, that's question number one. Number two, is that something you already do? That's why they're doing that in relation to your page?
No, it's the way people think, you know. Like I'm saying, people, you know how we profile people so easily as Africans. We assume this and that is what it is. And so people ride with what people know. I don't know or what people think, you know. Like if I want to fake something around you and I hear Andy, or I've heard Andy is a radio presenter and blah, 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 I would use something like that and say, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Well, that is the main reason I'm asking, because if they will use something like that.
I'm saying, that basically it's about profiling. Like people, we assume, okay, we've heard this and that. We won't find out. We don't care. What we've heard is what we're riding with. And then they take advantage of the fact that people are so desperate too. You know, there are a lot of young guys that see you driving a G-Wagon and they think, Andy, I'm talking to you from Kumasi right now. I'm here for business, you know. I'm here with people in the market looking for people that I distribute stuff to. I want to expand and all that. People don't know that aspect of me. They just see me on TV. So then, you know, they have their own impressions, which is fine. I don't owe anybody an explanation. But like I said, the profiling is just too much and the assumptions are just too much.
Now, lay it bare.
So that's what
I want you to lay it bare, all right? Just as people have tagged you to something you may not be aware of or something you are aware but negative. Mm-hmm. I want you to make it very apparent. What exactly do you do?
What I do importations and distributions of frozen food. That's number one. I do real estate acquisitions of land, developing the land and selling of the properties. So, and after that, I do music on top. I don't know what else people think I do. It's entirely up to them, like I said. But eventually, you know, everything takes time. Whatever it is that people think you do, over time, they will get to know, so the guy, he came here before. Oh, then I think say no, so all will happen, Andy. I mean, we did this country.
Well, maybe they think you can be selling frozen foods and be driving G-Wagon and Mercedes.
Why not, Andy? No, why not?
Well, that's what people think. Okay, so you also made mention that the page is still running.
Yeah.
The other time I advised you to inform.
Andy, I've done all that.
The cybercrime unit, and they've not been able to pull it down.
No. It's not the cybercrime unit. I've just made an official report. Andy, and let me know. I've made an official report, first of all. Second of all, I've reported it so many times on Facebook. I've posted a lot about it on all my social media handles, the Instagram, the Facebook, and the Snapchat, and everything. I've done everything I can do that. There's no way I can have two pages at the same time. It's only one, and it's verified. If it's not verified, you're not talking to me. It's as simple as that, Andy.
But your name is, well, your image or your name is tarnished.
And the enemy faces I don't think Sarkodie and Satawale and all of those people facing these things go to the police station every now and then to make complaints. You can't always do that. And there are a lot of things that I have to do.
Right, I see. All right, congratulations for winning, my brother.
Thank you.
I'll catch you on the other side.
All right, thank you.
Right. All right, so that was Chris Waddle, rapper Chris Waddle, talking to us about a fraudulent case involving him and someone impersonating him on Facebook. Ernest.
Yeah, Andy.
Shoot.
First of all, let me congratulate Chris Waddle for winning the case. It's something that is refreshing, especially being somebody who has been tagged, quote unquote, with some of these things. You know, in a part of the world when people see you doing well, some have their own way of judging as to how you got to the point. They don't know your sweat. They know your results and, you know, the joy that you have in life. So he's come out to clear the air that he's into business, and he stated the business that he's doing. And that business, Andy, you know, you need huge sums of money huge capital to get into that business if you want to do it on a large scale. And it comes, you will definitely reap your benefits. So I'm not surprised. But whichever way, where my problem is, if anybody would decide to do business with Chris Waddles on social media and that person gets swindled, it is because the person trusts Chris Waddle. So even though it might not be you or it might be you, the person is doing that in trust that the person is dealing with you. So you also have a responsibility. It is not criminal for you to decide not to pursue it. But whichever way, you also have the responsibility, at least as humane as you can be, to also protect the people who love you. Because you don't know the number of people these guys might ward away from you. You are still into music, even though music might not be where you get your money from. But at the end of the day, you have a brand to protect. Yes. So the people who will go on Facebook, why would somebody go on Facebook and say, let me search for Chris Waddles? The person will go there because that person has heard of you or might love your song or your persona. Whichever way is linked to you. So please, brother, even though it is not compulsory for you to go and report it, at least let the cybercrime office know so that you've done your part. If they do not follow it up, you've done your part. Yes, you've reported to the police, but I think that maybe you can go a step further so that the people who love you wouldn't end up falling victims to such things. I think that this is basic. Yeah, it's basic. For your own sake and for the people who love you. Yeah.
So, Logic? And I think we will congratulate Waddle for the win. I mean, it's very important to clear yourself. And going to court, if you haven't been to court before, Charlie, going to court is just like a step away from prison. The moment you find yourself, court in this hour, court,
you slipped.
I said one time I went to court, and before I got to the court, I met a man at the washroom. I didn't know he was the judge, Andy. Supposing I didn't have good manners. The judge who was coming to sit on the case, I met him at the washroom. He was coming from the I was waiting for him to come out so I can go in.
And he was taking time.
I said, this man, I want to go and pee. This man, they keep long. When he came out,
I'm so sure.
Washroom, no. Sorry, good morning. I said, oh, no problem. Imagine if I said, who is there? If I had misbehaved. You are a
criminal, you this boy.
God just throw the case on you.
Which case where they say that the judge, they finished and the judge looked at the guy and said, you see your size?
Oh, that was Atubiga. 2013. The 2012 election hearing.
See your size?
So
all of a sudden, he make you small.
The judge be some young boy.
I even said John.
Seriously?
Sir John.
So when I got into the courtroom and then the case was called and the guy realized I was the guy. Oh, Charlie, he just asked me what I said, blah, 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 blah. He said, okay, it's okay, you should go. Just like that, oh. Just like that.
When you go to a Jiso, there is this a Jiso court, and did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, there is this chop bar just behind the court. Do you know the name?
Just come in there.
Do you know the name?
No.
After Judgment.
So imagine you don't know that.
Yeah, so after Judgment, if you come there to eat, which means you are free.
You are free.
But if you happen to be at the other side, from there straight into the car,
eat the fufu before you go stand in the dock. So I think it's good God has won this case. Serious, the street perception and the assumptions are high.
The court issues. Me where Sir John. Some man take me go court. We had some issue and the man took me to court. Indeed, I was guilty.
Yes.
Because he was my landlord.
Yeah,
I traveled. He served me notice to get my stuff out. I was out of the country. So I came now. The man bought into some people, they move in.
Yeah.
He's selling the house to them.
So
move your stuff.
Move your things.
I know they there. I come. So some guy met me and said, actually, they've been calling some case in court. It seems you are not aware. I say, me.
Yeah.
I say, yes. And per what I know, they've called it twice or something. The third time, like, they go judge them in your absence.
Yes.
They go in absentia.
Yeah, in absentia, yes.
Charlie. So I went to the man, I spoke to him, he's like, Andy, and yes, she, who did? Be yes, I'm not befi. Meanwhile, I had spoken to Sir John was my lawyer.
Yes.
So I had spoken to Sir John. And Sir John said, oh, you're on the casa. And then you go court. So we went to court the next day.
Your lawyer, Sir John.
Yeah, Sir John. Sir John was my lawyer. So we got there. Oh, Mr. Santi was like, Charlie. The man on the casa, Andy, what do you my catch on to the Maybe Jerry Yamanaka, Niako Castle, no, Sir John, because there be your boy, Castle. Sir John,
he has to be paid. He has to be paid.
Sir John, there's somebody.
He has to be paid.
Sir John,
even pay him.
Sir John, why are you doing this to me? The man says you first something go fear.
He has to be paid.
And the be obelus. You pass. No.
That's a serious risk on the part of the lawyers. So.
Charlie, I beg, I've heard him bring book to Sir
John.
Okay, they are start the boss. Sir John, me and I'm Dubai.
There's some few lawyers that,
in my own case.
There's some few lawyers that can advise you that can be very honest with you. There are some lawyers I had some incident with somebody that I was in partnership with. And my long-time lawyer has always been Samson Ladi.
Yeah.
He looks at it, he looks at the relationship, he looks at what we've done, he just looks at me and says,
they forget the issue.
I mean, beyond the law. I mean, obviously there's common sense before the law. And there's humanity before the law. So beyond the law and all of that, I think you have a good case. But think about
going to
the future, look at the relationship you have and all of that. It's just few people that can advise you on that basis. So some few lawyers, that's why I like to keep lawyers
as friends.
So I keep lawyers for a long time.
Prosecutors.
Prosecutors. Prosecutor, they don't have any power. Unless you commit crime.
Prosecutor can twist the issue at you.
Oh, no, you don't go fit. Listen,
you think so?
Sure. No.
You don't know.
Listen.
Even if the court say that they should give you a bail.
Listen, a prosecutor
can keep you behind bars for like 24 hours.
The best the prosecutor can do is to build his case.
I know.
Unless you are suffered for. But if you are not...
What if he build the case so bad?
No, but that's why you have a lawyer. Unless, of course, you don't trust or you don't have a very good lawyer.
Lawyers lose cases every day.
Of course, but the same way prosecutors lose cases every time.
In my own case, the prosecutor is someone who knows me. So the case there, he built the same case.
Let me say, bribe me.
No. I'm coming. Make her finish. See. Okay, I will even say that.
Shatta Wale has been featured in Approved Creative Arts Primary 4 textbook. Shatta Wale has appeared in the Creative Arts textbook approved by the Ghana Education Service and published by Alpha and Omega series for Primary 4 pupils. He has been featured in Lesson 4 of the textbook, which describes him in a short biography. Well, the page talks about his date of birth, his most popular song as Dancehall King, through which he became famous. The lesson also teaches the children how Shatta Wale was formerly called Bandana, but changed the stage name to his current one, Shatta Wale. At the end of the lesson, the pupils are asked to sing and dance to one of Shatta Wale's songs. This happens to be the first time a musician has been featured in such a national textbook, I beg your pardon. Shatta Wale keeps making strides in his career and personal life, much to the admiration of his teeming fans. He made worldwide headlines when he got featured on Beyonce's Black is King movie. Before the Black is King movie, Shatta Wale first featured on Beyonce's Already song as part of her Lion King album. Ghanaians were happy for Shatta Wale, as this was the first time a musician from here got such international attention and also to be featured by a world music icon. Well, Sadiq, let me start with you. You just joined us. So Shatta has been featured in the textbook.
Is it the GS textbooks
yes.
for us? Oh, that's instructive. I mean,
it is instructive to know.
Yeah, I mean, clearly when you've been featured in any textbook, I mean, it means that you've had a very meaningful impact in your industry and in society. So, big ups to Shatta. I mean, he's done well. I just wish my part of the 2 million we get, we go take blow on your birthday, Andy. Or you go take your birthday.
Charlie, I don't know. Shatta no give me my birthday. Shatta no give me.
No, but I was just talking about this particular song. I think that this year Shatta has had too many good songs that he slept on it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Example,
Shatta doesn't like to promote his songs.
I hear there's I hear he has released snippets of the video. Ernest was telling me earlier.
For this particular song. This song, Miss Money. And a number of songs. I mean, I don't know. I think he just released it and just sat back. But this has very, very good songs. But yeah, I mean, to be featured in any textbook whatsoever, and particularly for a GS approved textbook, I mean, definitely, you've had some meaningful impact in society. So big ups to Shatta. I mean, he's done so well. I mean, coming this far from the early days with Logic Man them.
Very instructive.
It's very instructive to
Very
me.
instructive.
And let's please take over.
Yeah. Andy, I think that there are a lot that people can learn from Shatta Wale. I personally admire him because of the fact that he seems never to give up. You know, because few people in our part of the world have been able to, you know, go down and after a decade come back that strong and has been consistent to the extent that he's gotten to that level. And me, that alone is a lesson. I always say that there are some people that I take inspiration from. Shatta Wale is one of them. Another person that I take inspiration from is Nelson Mandela, to the extent that even though he was in prison and all these things, he was not down. He came back and became the president. Another person is our current president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. No politics here. But the fact that people consistently said that he can never.
It's instructive to note that
No, he can never. The word he can never, you know, he can never. Sometimes people brand you.
Yeah.
And if you don't take care, you will lose hope and even, you know, forfeit or forgo what you believe in. But he never gave up and has risen to this level. So Shatta Wale, yes, he's done a lot. Yeah, Shatta Wale. Apart from that too, in terms of his music, you realize that he keeps coming out with hits after hits. You know, I always tell some of the musicians that they always want to have a perfect hit before they bring it out. There are some of Shatta's songs when you hear. Those days we used to say that no, Shatta is good, but you know, I say bukiri, no, it does crack. And the last time you had an interview with him when Joint 77 came here, Shatta said that you know, some of the things that you guys said, I decided to put it down and work on it. So he improved on some of the things that people used to complain about it. And I think that is what has brought him this far. Talking of he being in the textbooks, I remember we used to read about Ifrimamu. Yeah, those days. Just that it's been a long while. I don't know if those books are still there. You know, Ifrimamu as a musician from Ghana, what he did for Ghana and all these kind of things. And I raised some concern in the morning that beyond reading about his successes, what will be the impact? You know, that was a harmless question that I asked, because we all know that Shatta Wale, since he came back as Shatta Wale from Bandana, you know, projected himself as somebody who is radical, you know, somebody who fights the system, you know, somebody who
Those things always work.
I will not say he was violent, but he was perceived because of the way he attacks people on social media and all these kind of things. So beyond he being in the books, the children reading about his successes, some of the things that he's done for the industry, you know, to the extent that he's had a feature with Beyonce and all these things. What are some of the impact or the lessons or the effect of the children reading about him? You know, because we should also think about that part too. Because of the brand he projected, we should also think about that part too, so that it wouldn't be that, okay, he's in the book, so we leave the kids to read and learn, and you know, without thinking about the other side too.
Well, when you say the other side, the bad side.
Yeah, the bad side too.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, but I wouldn't call it bad, but it depends on where you come from. At my age, it might not be bad for me, but at that age, you know what
So
is
why
the
am I-
impact?
then-
because that is the
if at
formative.
that age-
that is the formative stages of every kid.
I remember when
Class four.
when this morning when you raised the argument, I said that let's direct it to Showbiz Review. Now, at this age, at 4 years, if I'm reading about
Class four.
No, class 4. Sorry.
Yeah, so class
Sorry.
4 will be around roughly.
6.
That will be around class 4 will be
6 or
around
7.
6, 7. Yeah.
All right.
thereabout.
So, if a book is published about Ernest Edukumi
Yeah.
and his good things,
Yeah.
why at my age, let's say at class 6 or class 4, sorry, why must I be told about your bad things?
No, you don't need to tell them, because all these kids, most
Then-
of them
then what-
are,
then what is your
they are on
argument?
social media.
They'll find out.
Excuse me.
But at 4,
Some of
maybe
them
not
are on
necessarily,
social
but
media.
Yes, so let them find out. Look, me, when I read about Nelson Mandela, all right, Then later on, I was told
They
stories
blacked out all
about.
the negative parts.
Excuse me.
They blacked out all the negative.
Yes, all the negative parts. All we knew was that he was a freedom fighter, and that because of apartheid and what apartheid, not the Wuntumized. About apartheid.
Even Nkrumah has as well.
Osage from Nkrumah.
No, we all have one.
You understand?
We all have one. Just that you see.
So
Andy,
I don't see
the difference
why
is,
at
no,
class
the difference
4,
is Andy. Andy, the difference is you have one, I have one, we all have one.
Me.
But you see,
But
of course,
it's not profound.
because we don't project that. But he projects it. That is the difference.
But what's the difference when Nelson Mandela was
Oh,
there?
Andy,
What was it?
let's-
What at all was
let's
it
In
doing
Nelson's
so
case,
wrong
it was couched more within the. It was like inside that.
It was
Exactly.
So
It's
you
like
see,
Nkrumah and Kankanya.
but if
But was he in
Inside that
showbiz? He was not in showbiz.
what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is, we all have our bad side. We all have our bad side.
But
Like the
Shatta
moon.
says, what does Shatta
Like
say?
the moon.
He says, look, don't combine my show business and my private life.
No, that one
That's
will
what he
never
says all
work.
the time.
Once you're a role model, you're a role model.
No, if you're a popular person,
Yeah, you are. If you're a popular person, the two goes together.
it's people. It's
It's as simple as that.
Hey,
It's like a pastor. look. It's like a pastor who have been caught fornicating and say, okay, I'm a pastor. So what? Don't compare my pastoral
So
life to my
private
personal
life.
life because I'm a human being. It doesn't make
There's
sense.
a connection.
Andy, I think
After
if
judgment.
we talk about shortcomings,
after judgment.
No. Now either we'll call after them or prosecutor.
Hey, my sweet girl Veroni says we shouldn't go anywhere. She dey bring brunch,
Oh, okay.
so we shouldn't eat.
okay.
Oh, Charlie, I've already ate fufu. I've already ate fufu.
All right.
Andy, I say.
Mr. Logic, before you continue, let's speak with Mark. Okay. Let's speak with Okri Kumante. Mark, good morning. Mark?
Yes.
Yes. You say yes.
Birthday boy.
Yes, sir. But then my dear, we also still presents they come.
It be.
Yeah, trying with there.
Now, next level. I saw you at the Adonko next level thing.
They invited
And
me.
you were all not wearing mask.
Oh, at the event?
Yes.
Oh, really? I
Virtual
didn't-
event, you know.
I monitored it religiously.
Religiously?
Yes.
Which page?
On TV. And the Lutrot was about the only one I saw who was taking good care of his nose with his mask. But after some time,
No, because it was getting hotter. Me, for instance, I took off my mask because at a point in time I couldn't stand the heat. Well, where I stood, do you understand? Where I stood, it was quite hot. So I had to take it off.
So I saw people fanning with their books and their pamphlets and their whatever.
It looks like the people there were too many. I think they invited very few people, but you'll be about any manager and them.
Plus two.
Plus two. And we have to go to our joint too. You just mentioned +2. We've not been there in a while.
Yeah, we've not been there in a while.
I don't commit the full but I'll say a friend after judgment. So
That one when we go to Kumasi after judgment. Yeah, after judgment.
Okay, Mark, so what's your contribution?
Tell Sadiq that because of MPP and DC, we've not eaten fufu together for a long time.
Marco, for going to where you this MVP.
I beg, make you wait at the camp because MPP and DC cannot separate us. You know?
Allah. We for chop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
man.
So Andy, to the topic, it is good news that today creative arts has been recognized in the books again. It is good that it is the MPP that is making this happen, but we are the same people who took music out of school.
Logic is saying yes,
We are the same people who took creative arts out of President Kufuor's time that we stopped doing music in school. So it is good that we have it back. And then now we are reading it, and we're reading about our stars. We're reading about our heroes. I remember when I was growing up, we have Michael Jackson chewing gum photo.
Yeah, chewing photo.
Yes. And you know those things, you see, we still remember. And we even remember the jargon or the name we gave to it.
Chewing gum photo. And then it's our football fans and all.
All those things were marketing materials or advertising tools that worked across the world. It wasn't just for America or Europe. And the child I grew up admiring some of these people I saw on their chewing gum photo. For those of you who do not know, the old people they could think people. It was like a card, just a normal card with a picture of a celebrity or a star that has a flat chewing gum on the picture. So by the time you are done taking off the chewing gum, you see the celebrity. And almost every young guy around that time, you would want to have one because it was a flex.
A guy.
But when I grew up, I got to know that, it was actually selling their celebrities. When I came to multimedia, I saw another one. Samir Yenchi gave me football. Samir Yenchi gave me some condoms.
Oh,
and
yeah?
The condoms were branded Tottenham.
Did you use it?
Sadiq is asking you a question. Sadiq.
No, I didn't say it. You know, if you ask chairman this question.
They are still here. They are not used. They are still
there.
I knew that was the question, Sadiq. No,
in fact, he asked whether you use them.
So this question there, you know, if you ask on there.
They are still, okay,
if you ask chairman question on there.
You know, so we are happy to see Shatawale in the books, because it's going to stay forever. But another question is that, is it the same man? I see what Kumi was going that you guys, the same man who insults people in society, is it the same man who shows his genitals on social media? Is he the same man? If you and Dusty, your son tells you that, Daddy, I want to be like a Jacko in future. We all like a Jacko, but is that a career you are taking your child to school to go and study? Would you say that you want your child to be like a Jacko? We all like a Jacko. All the big men you see in this country watch a Jacko. Maybe they will not tell you outside that they watch a Jacko, but they do. Acrobato. Why would Vodafone use Acrobato to do red news? Because what he's doing is having impact. But if your child told you, what would you want to do in future? Say, me, Daddy, my role model is Acrobato. I'm sure we all have what we want to say. We all have the answers. What we want our children to do in future. I said I wanted to fly when I was a little boy. My other brother said he wanted to be a bookman. My father said, bookman. Now, bookman is a career. Because when we go to school, the aspirations are some kind of job. Me, I'm saying I want to fly as a pilot. You can through height. I said it as a little boy who I grew up to know that look, I have fear for height. I cannot go and fly. So all I'm trying to say is that the things we do in our youthful days, because we do not know who we are going to become in future, we must be very careful. Because, yes, Atawale, we put you in the books. Some people will struggle to have their children read that part because of some of the things he's done in the past. I hear you using Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela's stories, some of them were stories told to make him unpopular by the whites.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had an agenda. He was fighting a cause that some people, the West, was not comfortable with. So they even termed him terrorist and all. I'm sure if you go into some of the books, the Rollins, our own experts and Rollins could be termed terrorist, depending on, because it's an agenda against the black leadership. But with this one, it is nobody wrote any book. You saw it in your bedroom. I saw it in my bedroom. Nobody wrote anything. Nobody has informed or massaged the judgment that how they want us to see Shatta. We saw whatever we wanted to see. We heard whatever we wanted to hear ourselves. So it is a personal judgment, not someone writing in the books. So you see, this is the right time to have used such a guy to make all the noise. But if you make the noise, I reach someplace. Some people bring some of these things. And then you see that you keep quiet. Because these things are real. We saw it in our time. It's not the KJC that you say, I didn't see it. It happened a few years ago. So I'm sure Shatta himself, he's seen how far God has brought him And I'm sure by now he's seen some of the mistakes he has done. And these things are going to live with him forever. I remember when he was doing videos and I said that, you, Andy, you interviewed me and I said that time will tell. But any step he makes in life, you should know that there's a price to pay. That's all I've got to say.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your contribution. We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm coming. Happy. Tell Sadiq not to call tomorrow.
All right, so we'll be waiting. Okay.
This is with the switch. So Mark will give me reinforcement, and me Socrates will give me reinforcement.
Logic, and a quick one. I think based on what Mark said, I mean, growing up, everybody growing up, based on the struggles around you, you develop a style to really, to maneuver or to make it in life. Probably some of the styles that he developed, as in his ways and means to get through life, is now staring at him. My only advice, because the song that was featured in the book, I heard Dance Walking was in the book, right?
Yes.
That was in my days, so of course I will
Ghana.
Yes, I'll add my voice. And the only thing I want to say is, it's a great achievement, but growing up, there are things that he needs to really, mend. And he has to take it very serious, because when age catches up on you, Charlie, you look back and then you start regretting. And at that time, you would have burnt all the bridges. Money can make you feel like I don't need anybody. By the time will come, with all the money in the world, you still need people. You understand? That's where I think Mark is right.
There was something I heard from Shatta. I had not heard it yet.
Yes.
He said no man is an island.
Of course. That's why I said that. So I will urge him to sit down and reflect. And, analyze all the issues that are around him. All the relationships that he has broken, all the people he has hurt, and make peace with them. Because, look, when you are struggling to get to the top, you step on toes that you will step on that you think that it doesn't matter. But when you get to the top,
you need to
try
clean up.
Yes, you need to clean them up. That's the only thing I want to tell him. He should look back, reflect, and clean up all the dirt. Mend all the ones that are necessary. Mend them up. And then make peace with the people that are very necessary. People that you didn't know how important they were, because you were on the ladder to the top. Nothing matters. Look at where he has gone to now. You will need recommendations and approvals from people. And if some of these things come up, it will go against you regardless of your achievement. So I'm happy for him, but Charlie, he should start mending all the broken relationships.
And just for me, just quickly, a big up to, I remember when we started the conversation here on Comerica. You remember what I said? I said that regardless of how crude it looks, there would always be some gems that would step up. I'm glad and happy to see that a number of them are really stepping up. There's one of the tracks that recently is causing bars and waves. I'm sure DJ Black will play it, sorry. And so for you as Andy, for somebody from there, I think this is a time for you to step in and really help it grow. Yes, it's hip-hop. We know. Out of the whole trolling, whatever, there's a new movement that has emerged.
I heard Vic Mensa has also jammed on one of them.
Yeah, that's a sorry track.
On a sorry track.
Sorry. So,
DJ Black was in Kumasi recently, and I saw like a whole army coming at him. He was with them. The whole what?
They came to you, you mean?
Yeah, they came to him. If you be guy today, if you always say be DJ Black, if you be guy, open your mouth for you. You go see what we go do.
So for me, I think that's something worth talking about.
And they came from Aswansi.
The guys have done well on their own, trying to push the movement. It's gotten to the point where I think that we need to consistently shine the spotlight on them. I'm happy to see what they are doing. This is how to grow. This is how to nurture and lift up young guys coming up. So I'm just urging a lot of the mainstream media to shine some spotlight on them, play a lot more of their songs.
Hey yo, show some love to my Kumasi folks, my dear friends. Thank you all very much for listening to the show.
This is Hitz.